Hey there, fellow gardeners. If you're looking for a way to grow mushrooms in your garden without spending too much, today's video is for you. We're diving into how you can grow mushrooms in raised beds using materials you might already have. So, let's get into it. First off, let's talk about which mushrooms you can grow in soil. Button mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and even shiitake mushrooms can be grown in soil or soil-based mixes. Button mushrooms are great for this, and they're commonly grown in compost or enriched soil. Oyster mushrooms can grow in soil as long as you add some organic material to help them thrive, and shiitakes are usually grown on logs, but they can work in soil too. Now, let's talk about how to prepare your raised bed. The soil needs to be loose, nutrient-rich, and well-draining. A great mix would be about 50% garden soil, 30% compost, and 20% organic material like leaf mold or straw. Mushrooms love a slightly acidic to neutral pH, so aim for about 6 to 7. If the pH is off, don't worry, you can adjust it with some lime or sulfur. Next up, we're going to inoculate the soil with mushroom spawn. You can buy mushroom spawn, which is essentially the mycelium, the roots of the mushrooms. You'll want to mix the spawn into the top few inches of the soil. For mushrooms like button or oyster, you can just sprinkle it in and lightly cover it with some more soil or organic material. After you've inoculated your soil, it's time to create the right conditions for growth. Mushrooms need moisture, so keep the soil damp but not soggy. A fine mist sprayer works wonders for this. Mushrooms also prefer cooler, shady spots, so make sure your raised bed gets some shade, especially during the hot months. If you've got extra leaves or broken branches lying around, you can actually use them to boost your mushroom growing game. Shredded leaves work as a great substrate for oyster mushrooms, especially when mixed with some nitrogen-rich materials like grass clippings. Broken branches or logs are fantastic for growing shiitake mushrooms. Just inoculate them with spawn and let them sit in a shaded, moist area to let the mycelium colonize. Once your mushrooms start fruiting, it's time to harvest. For button mushrooms, it's usually about 3 to 4 weeks after inoculating. Make sure to pick them before the cap's fully open. After harvesting, your bed might still produce for a little while, but eventually the nutrients will run out. At that point, you can refresh the bed with more spawn or organic matter to keep the cycle going. So there you have it. Growing mushrooms in raised beds with soil is totally doable, and it can be a fun, sustainable way to get fresh mushrooms right from your garden. You can even reuse leaves and branches to make the process even cheaper. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this or if you have any other tips to share. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a garden tip. Thanks for watching.